Okay, I'm going to show you the German hang pull. Now this is arguably the most potent behind the body pec, shoulder and bicep stretching and strengthening movement that there is on the rings. So not every pulling movement has to look like this and be focused on the back. On this one we're actually really going to open up the front of the body. Now because it's quite intense and because it's one of those movements that you're unlikely to have done before unless you've played on the rings, we're going to start it out with a slightly easier variation, and then I'll show you in this video how to build it up to the more intense variation. So to begin with, we'll just take a little step up from what we did in level 1 and work with some low rings. The rings are going to be a bit higher than what we did in level 1, so around head height. What we're going to do is pop up and invert our body on these rings, okay? So, like so. Now the exercise starts from here in our inverted position. We're going to extend our legs forward and start to lower down, controlling as much as possible. Then when the feet touch the ground, softly, we're going to drop the knees and hips down and forward to get a nice stretch. And we're going to keep the thumbs facing each other for now. Then we come back, we fold in half as much as possible at the hips, we're pulling down on the rings. And then ideally with our own strength, we're just going to float, lift the feet up and come to inverted. And of course, if you absolutely have to, you can do a little bit of a hop. But what I would prefer is that you do something like limit the range of motion by lowering the rings more or by standing on a block so that you don't have to hop. Alright, so that's the movement. If you are going to take this higher, then obviously the feet won't touch the ground. So what it will eventually look like is this, on a bar. So we're here, we start to lower down, and this is where you might want to use a block just to limit your range so that you feel nice and stable and safe. And then we're going to pull back up. Lower down again. Notice that the lower my hips go, the more that angle between my arms and my body opens up. So eventually I can touch the ground. And what you'll find also with this movement is that if you keep your shoulders rounded forward or protracted, then you feel more tightness and more stability and potentially more strength to pull yourself back in the shoulders. But what you can also do if you really want to open up the range is allow those shoulders to roll back into elevation and retraction to create space to go deeper. And they will have to move that way if you do want to go deeper. So I'll show you what that looks like. So pulled forward in protraction. Now if I roll them back, I gain the space to go a lot further down. And then I can pull them forward again to come up. That's the German hang.